although AI, it doesn't matter if it's Grok or Chat or any other engine, although they'll never assume liability for a mistake, when you start plugging in landlord leases, a document you formally would have an attorney review for hours and hours and hours and negotiate for weeks and weeks and weeks and charge you thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars. And AI was able to do it in 10 seconds.
Come cuss with Gus right here on ESW.
Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. It's V the Gorilla coming to you live on this edition of Cuss with Gus, and we have with us the man of the hour who needs no introduction. I'm talking about the silver-tongued Grecian himself, the most prolific social commentator of our generation. I am talking about Gus Demos. You can find him over at perpetualassets.com. Perpetualassets.com. Don't let your 401k become a 101k. Get a hold of Gus today and let him show you the way at perpetualassets.com. Grab your financial life by the balls. And also, guys, check out our paid sponsors, algofactory.tech, algofactory.tech. Whether the market's up, down, or going sideways, learn to trade like a hedge fund pro, where they not only teach you how to trade, but to build the AI trading agents that will work and trade on your behalf 24 hours a day, 7 days a week while you have a life. Click that link in the description box today to take advantage of it. Algo Factory, learn to trade like a hedge fund pro. Hey, also 60% of you that watch us do not subscribe. Look, it doesn't cost you a dime, it doesn't cost you a penny, and it goes a long way to helping this channel grow. Hit the subscribe button, hit us with a thumbs up, leave a comment. All of it goes a long way. With that being said, Gus, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Gus, before we went live,
let me say with one thing. This is throwing myself under the bus. The last week has confirmed there, in fact, is some practical use to AI. Specifically, I'll give kudos to AI where kudos is deserved. Although AI, it doesn't matter if it's Grok or Chat or any other engine, although they'll never assume liability for a mistake, it is good to audit the work or loophole the work or save a bunch of money on lawyers, doctors, even you could argue even bookkeepers and accountants. Although I don't know if I feel comfortable giving, I would never give Sam Altman my fucking taxes, but maybe Grok to look over bookkeeping numbers. But when you start plugging in landlord leases, a document you formally would have an attorney review for hours and hours and hours and negotiate for weeks and weeks and weeks and charge you thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars. When the AI engines could do it in 10 seconds from your perspective, say from a tenant, this is talking about commercial leases specifically. From a tenant perspective, please review this and tell me all the places that are absurd or I'm getting fucked or whatever. Red line it. 10 seconds later, all the engines shoot back. This is a landlord loaded lease. Here's what's absurd. Here's what. So this is work that attorneys would charge you thousands of dollars for. And AI was able to do it in 10 seconds. Now, again, AI would never jump on the liability hand grenade. So your attorney always gets you across the finish line, but that's after you've done all the heavy lifting with AI. And the same is true of medical. Like AI will never say, diagnose you and say, yes, if I'm wrong, you could sue Sam Altman. But if you get blood test results back, ultra whatever, and you plug it into AI, it will give you possibilities that you could go to the doctor and have some concept of what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
Right now, it could base it. It's a check on the doctor where the doctor just can't throw, oh yeah, just take this. Here's a steroid, painkiller, antibiotic. Go fuck yourself. Blah blah blah. Like so, AI is again, although it doesn't jump on liability, it makes you less incompetent in industries and services that aren't your specialty. So not all of us are lawyers, not all of us are doctors, not all of us are CPAs or whatever. So AI helps you, loophole or keep tabs on or save money on just burning money they previously would have burned. Hopefully one day we can figure out how to plug it into cars, V, and the mechanics won't be able to fuck us as easily too. But again,
that's already happening.
Yeah, that's happening for sure.
That's happening. There are guys that are running certain tunes and programs, and then they'll download the tune, and they've had AI analyze the tune and be like, "Is this a good solid tune?" And the AI will go ahead and make the adjustments on the tune, and then they reinstall it. It's wild.
You just think of industry. You just think of industries that have you by the have the layman, because it's not our business, the balls. It could be like I told you before about the restaurant. Not only am I going through legal, but you have to go through general contracting. So the general contractor goes into a meeting with us three, as an example, thinking we're retarded, like saying, "Oh yeah, this floor is going to cut." So they can make up whatever bullshit they want. And our only recourse in the past was getting as many bids as possible to keep them honest. The same is true for a mechanic. Bro, a mechanic, you go in, he could tell you, "Oh, it's the flex capacitor. It's this, it's this."
You need a new.
You owe me $5,000, motherfucker. Like, dude, I've had one in San Diego, Nick, like 15 years ago. I had one dentist like tell me I have 30 cavities, needs to pull 5 teeth, and I'm like, "Are you fucking?" Like,
Jesus.
No, I was like hungover. I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "Let me get back to you on that." I went into another dentist 3 weeks later just to audit the first guy's work, and he's like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about." Like, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, yeah, if you're telling me AI is already to the point where it can audit mechanical work, that's fucking incredible. But
no,
a lot of these cars,
it's there,
bro. A lot of these cars have become computers essentially.
Yeah,
like
no, essentially, average car has about 54 computers on it.
So it makes sense. It makes sense that it would be able to diagnose issues, because right now they can tell us whatever the fuck we want. If you go in for BMW servicing or Mercedes servicing, or
you need you're low on blinker fluid.
Everything.
They've actually had documented cases and tests where they have plugged symptoms, like someone's health symptoms, into AI, and it does better diagnosis than doctors on average.
Right. Yeah. They've also done AI on radiology. I'm telling you right now, 90% of doctors and lawyers are going to be done in the next 5 to 10 years. You guys are fucking finished. They've done radiology tests where they took like cancer diagnosis, which is very difficult to see with the human eye. Unless you're like a radiologist with like 10, 20 years and you're fucking really good. You went to a top school. They're the only ones that are able to catch it. But AI was catching it 9 out of 10 times. It was incredible. Diagnostics, imaging, GP, that AI is taking that shit over. There's no doubt about it.
The question is, if we come to the point where they could eliminate 50% or 75% of a lot of these, and a lot of these are not only, again, these aren't undergrad degrees, bro. These are fucking 3 additional years of university, debt slavery, medical, even CPA's got to blah, blah, blah. So if you're able to nuke a lot of these university degrees, or a large portion of them, because again, AI, I'm firmly aware AI will never assume liability. So there'll always be a need for a lawyer or a CPA or doctor to say, yes, this is what we're doing, like the signature. Because again, people need to understand a lot of business interaction is just who's jumping on the liability grenade. Like, who's responsible if something goes It's a large portion of capitalism or mercantilism. It's like, if something goes wrong here, look what's happening in the Strait of Hormuz. It's not even the Iranian. It's not even the Iranians really closing it down. It's Lloyd's of London.
Lloyd's of London.
We're not taking liability for your bullshit. Like, this is the liability is a huge, huge portion of business. So there'll always be a need for a lawyer to stamp it, or a CPA to stamp it, or a doctor to stamp it. But if you could eliminate a lot of the associate, grunt work and a lot of the bullshit legal hours of reviewing a contract or blood results or test results, then they're gonna take a fucking huge hit. Yeah. The only argument I would make is I don't think the boomers have enough time or effort to utilize AI. So while the boomers are still, whatever, before they slip on their banana peels, the rest of us will migrate to using it very, very quickly. The Gen X, the millennials, etc. The boomers probably will still be picking up the phone or going into the same ones that I see at a line at the bank, right? Instead of just depositing the check on their fucking phone. So they'll be the last ones to really need the full service of those white collar jobs. But I think the rest of us are going to migrate away. Dude, we talked about this even with the restaurant guys. Like, think about Amazon, explaining Amazon to someone 25 years ago. Like, they or 30 years ago. They wouldn't be like, let me get this straight. I order something from my phone and it could show up at my door the same fucking day, and I don't have to go into the store and blah blah blah. Like AI is going to be a similar thing where again, this landlord wasn't expecting me to reply back to a 35, 40 page contract in half an hour and say, yeah, here's all the places AI says you're fucking me. And he's like, whoa. He's probably like, whoa. I was, most people don't read that, or I hear from their attorney. But it's another example of what's coming, which is this is all good stuff for humanity, for whatever. Again, V, you're right. It might not be good for lawyers or radiologists, or
it's going to turn to like I like the model that what's going to look like. It's going to look like McDonald's. You go in there, you order on screens. Everything's going to be prepared by robots. There's going to be one man managing the store to make sure everything is automating perfectly. That's it. You're going to have one guy in corporate who's the rubber stamper for the liability at the corporate side when AI fucks up, right? There's going to be one guy who's going to rubber stamp that. Liability insurance companies are going to make a killing because they're going to create a specific type of insurance product specifically geared for AI and automation. That's what's coming out. So we no longer need an army of CPAs, an army of attorneys. That's done. I think law school is going to be one of the most worthless degrees you could have.
Where are we going to get our politicians if there's no more lawyers?
That's a good point.
I'm sure AIPAC will tell us.
We'll import them. We'll import them from the Knesset because in Israel, AI will never replace lawyers. Never.
They got a bucket of people who they have filmed trying to molest the child on deck, ready to jump in,
ready to go.
So yeah,
ready to go.
We got a bunch of we get into the Swaldwell stuff, but that's funny as well. They've had that. When is that? Is that from 2017 or 2018? That video,
the Swaldwell video. Yeah, it was like 17 when he was out there saying "Believe all women."
they've had that blackmail. They've had that blackmail on deck for 8 years.
Yes,
and who knows if he said something wrong or someone more important came along, or who knows,
somebody more important came along and they wanted to.
Yeah, they're like, be like, I want to be the governor of California. We need to nuke you. I'm sorry. But to let you know, they had that. They were sitting on that. So even when we talk about Trump or whoever else or any politician that were like Ted Cruz or whatever, they could have a lot of this shit might be from 10, 15, 20 years ago. And they're just sitting on it. They're like waiting. The minute you get out of line, the minute we need to replace you, the minute we need to nuke you. Again, imagine sitting on Congressman blackmail for 8 years and just be like, oh yeah, by the way, here's you. Like it's everything we suspected how the system works. This is how the system fucking works. They almost need that loaded fucking chamber gun before they even let you ascend to positions of power.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, they won't let you be a politician unless they have a control file. Same with high-ranking members of the military. Same with probably CEOs of your biggest companies.
Some they'll let you city council, state legislature. Once you start ascending to the big boy stuff, then yeah, I'm assuming U.S. senators, Supreme Court justices, etc. I'm assuming they need a file to be able to destroy you for sure. It's just become obvious. So yeah, it's all happening. Everything, we haven't been wrong about much. I mean, everything we thought would happen is happening. The only thing we don't know, and like you alluded to, V, about the restaurant, that you're not the first one to tell me I'm crazy, but if it's inevitable, if this economic, the way I see it, it only goes two ways. Neither is pleasant. It's either runaway inflationary chaos or deflationary depression, recession, whatever.
The answer is C, all of the above. Stagflation.
Both.
Stagflation. Both. We're heading for stagflation.
Yeah. But on steroids. If the future is the Petro wand, which backed by gold, by the way, it looks more and more like, yeah, this fucking party's over. It's just a matter of what the other side looks like. And again, I'll tell another anecdotal story. Our friends at the IRS I submitted early, submitted all company taxes, submitted all personal stuff. They sent me a letter saying they need to verify my identity, which I've never had. And we've been paying taxes. I've been paying taxes since I was 15 or something. Like first job at grocery store. I mean, first job other than my parents, where you're working at a bagging groceries. So I've been paying taxes for 33 fucking years. They've never asked to verify my identity till now. So I follow the instructions. I log on, and what are they verifying? What they're verifying is some sort of Palantir ID, ID.me. Whatever.
Yeah,
gov.
ID.me.
Bro, it's like a Palantir face scan on your computer, that's similar to what they've put now at immigration lines, where they want to scan your face to an ID. So it's this total. So the IRS, who I think Palantir is already working with, wants full facial recognition. So they, mind you, think of the irony and paradox here. They send you paper letters. They send you snail mail instead of calling or emailing like any fucking normal person would. They send you snail mail, and the snail mail is a request for AI to scan your face, your driver's license. Like, what the fuck does my face have to do with my fucking taxes? Like, that's the level of
tyranny.
And that's the level of tyranny they're taking you to. Just so you know, I was actually shocked. I thought they were going to say, "Hey, can you confirm this is your CPA or something?" Like, no. They wanted facial recognition. Like, what the fuck is this? What does this have to do with my social security number? Nothing. Not tyranny. That's what it has to do with it. So it took me, again, rather than calling my attorney and accountant and saying, "What the fuck is this all about?" I just okay, you already have. Again, I'm a crypto dealer with FinCEN. I have CCWs. Like, you already have all this bullshit on fuck. I've been in and out of the country 100 fucking times. Like, you already have all this bullshit on me. Like, go ahead and fucking take it. But it was just more of a light bulb. Like, oh, they really are taking us to this place. It's not bullshit. This is where we're going. Again, the federal tax collecting authority wanting facial recognition on you is pretty fucked up, and you really have to let that sink in for a minute. This is 20 years into the future. You're walking to get a coffee in New York, V, and an alarm goes off saying you owe the IRS $20.
And they'll deduct it immediately from your bank account.
Citizen with outstanding balance spotted on Park Avenue, and like, what the fuck is it? Like,
dude, it's a Black Mirror episode. You just said it's a Black Mirror episode,
bro. Why else would they need it? It's literally. Remember the Minority Report with Tom Cruise, where the robots run around scanning faces and eyeballs, like the retinal scans.
Yeah,
this is where they want to take it. I mean, and it sounds like hyperbole. But again, it started with airports. It started when leaving the country, coming back into the country. Now it's escalating to different agencies. Again, with guns, I think guns, and I think the ATF and when you start getting into trying to have an FFL license, I think that's top, or even the CCWs are very fucking intrusive. Getting a suppressor or short barrel rifle is very intrusive. Like, so for me, they already have most of this on me, but it's fascinating to watch it expand throughout, all the agencies.
Philip K. Dick wrote Minority Report, and he's got quite a history, and he actually predicted a lot of things that are going on, and the government supposedly or ostensibly went after him. Like, his whole, I think his office got burned down, and there's a lot of weird stuff. So, keep that in mind. That was prophetic.
What's the other one with Will Smith and Gene Hackman, Enemy of the State?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
It is Enemy of the State. And that was also, I don't know, again, Alex Jones might argue it's predictive programming, but I would argue part of it. Think about this. For any of those who haven't seen it, Enemy of the State, it's an excellent film. Gene Hackman, Will Smith. It's 1998. I just pulled it up quickly on a browser. This is before the internet explosion. This is before the cell phone explosion. So 1998, for you millennials and Gen Zers out there, me, V, and Nick were still using dial-up at the house, meaning it was like it would go through the phone company and you would hear your modem go. So the tech, only none of us
waiting around this long, wait for Cindy Crawford centerfold to download.
Yeah, like it would come down about 4 pixels.
Come on, Cindy, I'm almost there.
Off before it showed up on the screen.
Bro, in the early days of the internet, we were still paying by the minute or the hour to be online. The phone company was charging us like a fucking phone call for internet access. Yeah. So you would be because I remember in college it was a huge fight, and my first job after, it's like you gotta get broadband immediately. It's unlimited. Like, so the phone, it was a big dial-up modem phone company scam going on there in the early days. So this movie was 1998. None of us had cell phones yet. We all had beepers still. Maybe I think one person in college had a cell phone, and his parents killed him if he used it more than 5 minutes a year. But the point being that the movie predicted a lot of where we are today, like the total surveillance state, blah, blah, blah. So again, a lot of it, you could argue prophetic, but a lot of it is also predictive programming. Again, I know Alex Jones is very low IQ, according to the president, but I
don't know about you, bro, but
I'm very low IQ if I don't want to send my nephews to die for Israel. But I guess we're not high IQ enough to understand this 50D chess. But yeah, I don't know if you guys.
Brigitte Macron is pretty hot. I don't know about you, bro. I mean, supermodel. I think Brigitte Macron is way hotter.
Her come on the screen than Cindy Crawford.
Have you ever seen in 1 week such a crash out of someone in power? Like, meaning let's isolate within maybe it's not a week, maybe it's 10 days, but whatever. We have the destroy the Iranian civilization tweet. So
praise be to Allah.
We have the destroy the Iranian civilization tweet. We have Tucker, Candace, Alex, all these people.
And Megyn Kelly are low IQ. Brigitte Macron is the hottest, no question.
They're traitors. They're low IQ. They're retards. Anyone who likes them more than me is a fucking retard. Like, so we have destroy civilization. We have work close on the Strait of Hormuz now. We have throwing all my supporters under the bus. No loyalty. We have, oh, by the way, I'm going to post as Jesus Christ. But I'm not Jesus Christ. It's actually.
I thought I was a doctor. I don't know about you, Gus, but when I go to the doctor, my doctor wears a long robe. He has flowing hair and a beard, and when he touches me, his hands glow. I don't know about you, but that's how doctors dress where I go.
V, that's not a doctor. That's somebody else.
It's not.
You have a guy that you haven't told us about.
You mean to tell me all this back massages I've been getting? He's not a doctor.
Well, he calls himself a doctor. That's part of the game.
Only if he goes up your leg slowly, he's a doctor.
He does that. They tell me to cough gently.
He's like, I got a guy. Like, okay.
I got a guy, Gus.
I got a guy. The most New York fucking thing you could say is I got a guy. I got a guy. I know.
Oh, he's great. I got a guy. His hands glow.
I know. I got a guy for that.
I got a guy. His hands glow.
His hands glow as they go up my leg. Like,
his name is Lindsay. Last name Graham.
Graham. It was, and that's the reason I named my avatar a doctor today. But it was the biggest fucking crash out I've ever. Where the point where, from my standpoint, I sit back and I sent you guys screenshots along the way. I'm like, at best, this is just blasphemy. At worst, it's Antichrist behavior. Like, so I had to sit back and be like, is he compromised? Does he have dementia? Is this like early stage?
I realized, Gus, I finally realized it's not 5D chess. It's 5D dementia.
It's early stage dementia. Like, so it's not even, it's not even, so he walked in through a UFC fight. They had to blast the music so you couldn't hear the booze. It's derailed, and we should have spotted this with the Marjorie Taylor Greene. But the truth is, he's even with fucking Jeff Sessions, who you can argue was incompetent or totally fucking stupid himself. What he's demonstrated for 20 years, 15 years, 10 years at least, is he has such a lack of loyalty. And when you think of your best friends or good friends throughout the course of your life, it's people who are at your fucking side through hell and high water. It's easy to be a buddy when things are good and blah blah blah, but real loyalty, real friendship is demonstrated by when you're up against the wall. Could be business, romantic, whatever. Like, and those who are still stand with you are obviously show signs of loyalty, and you want to show that loyalty back if they ever need you for something. This guy is the biggest piece of shit maybe I've ever. He's dude. He has no loyalty. He is a fucking. He's an
opportunist. He's an opportunist con man snake.
He actually appears to reward those who have treated him the shittiest in the past. Like, to reward Lindsey Graham, to reward Netanyahu, to reward to reward Ben Shapiro and the other Trumpers.
Hillary Clinton.
And to throw under the bus the people who went to war with you, the people who stood with you from the beginning. Tucker's one example, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Session, like the list goes on and on and on and on. And it's just like, what a fucking piece of shit. And I guess we should have known, because when you've been married fucking 3 times with 30 kids and everyone's been infidelity across like your personal life and your family life kind of reflects your we could usually forgive a man for a big tittied woman being able to do some, men understand that portion of it. But I've always said before, my greatest heartbreaks in 48 years were really not a woman lying or cheating. My greatest heartbreaks in 48 years were friends betraying me who I didn't expect. I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
like
saying
Jimmy,
100%.
Oh my god!
Dude.
Like, oh my god, Jimmy! Like, I would have. Jimmy's just a fictional name I'm pulling out, but it's like when Jimmy stabs you in the back for money or narking out to the cops, a bar fight or something or whatever. You're like, you threw me under the bus to this, or you stole that, or you try to hit on my girl. Like that male betrayal has always hurt me more than female betrayal. So Trump illustrates someone who is not loyal to anyone. He does not give a fuck. He is a piece of shit. And it's as simple as that. The blasphemy is just par for the course. The being a slave to Israel and the dreidel spinners this is too obvious now. It's pathetic. Everything's a humiliation ritual. Even the Main Street, like I watch Judge Napolitano's channel a lot, only because he has so many military people come on. And they're like, dude, like they're talking about the same shit we talked about a year ago. Like Netanyahu literally brings dirty laundry to the State Department to have them clean it. Like it's, and what did Netanyahu say? Again, he tells you the truth in Hebrew TV. Like, so Netanyahu literally said, yeah, people from the administration check in with me daily. Like that's the man. That's the boss. Like
that's the boss.
We have to run it by Netanyahu before.
Yeah.
What happens?
Exactly. Like, JD Vance. He says it in Hebrew. JD Vance lets me know day to day what's going on with the peace process, as well as everybody else in the administration tells me what's going on a daily basis.
It's also embarrassing. And what
about the whole Melania? What's up with Melania coming up out of nowhere?
I don't know if that's her Brazilian friend who got deported.
It is about the spill. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, she might be trying to get ahead of that. The Brazilian friend's going to be like,
because that came out of nowhere, and then the pictures come out of her and Epstein making out and stuff. So Trump's got Jeff's sloppy seconds. That's number one, and number two, he paid over $20,000 for her.
He's got one of his sloppy hoes. So Epstein obviously had a stable.
Which means that she was an Israeli asset.
Not only children, but even adult women. He had a stable of, again, he was intertwined with Black and all these model agencies. That was one of their extensions. And so he had a stable of hoes, obviously. And all indications are that she was one of them. So,
right.
It's looking like that's exactly what's occurred. The icing on the cake is we got rid of Dow 50,000 Pam Bondi, and all indications, all rumblings are that she's going to be replaced with Lee Zeldin, who, if someone wants to Google early life and tell me his ethnic background, it's not that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. It's only
I'm gonna Lee Zeldin.
What ethnicity is Lee Zeldin? What's his early?
I'll read it. Allow me.
Pull up images. You'll see many.
Lee Zeldin.
Yeah, pull up the early life.
Education, graduated from William Ford. Jurisprudence, youngest attorney, passed the New York bar. Military service, deployment, transition, law practice.
Deployment for IDF.
Yeah.
What? Okay, here we go. Let me go to Wikipedia. Son of Merrill Schwartz and David Zeldin, was raised in Suffolk County, New York. Schwartz, jurisprudence, military, ROTC, military, blah, blah, blah.
May the Schwartz be with you, as they say, as Mel Brooks.
Be with you.
Be with you.
I hate it when I get my Schwartz twisted.
Yeah.
Is he a Zio?
Dude, he's 100%. Yeah, I mean, so the ethnic background is obvious. Like it's a tribesman. So the United States, the Goyim.
We're a captured operation. I can't believe how bad this is. Like it's a nightmare for me. Like I can't believe how fucking captured we are.
The Goyim's answer to demanding the Epstein files is to insert an attorney general who's a tribesman from New York. It's all too fucking funny at this point. It's all. And
Bondi, I heard, was another modeling girl back in the day as well.
Bondi was 100%.
Pam Bondi.
She was 100% involved in the Epstein, Florida shit. So
yeah, no doubt.
Don't forget the genesis of authorities coming down on Epstein was in Florida, not New York. So the genesis was Florida, which Bondi was very involved with in some capacity. So she's been aware of all this shit.
He's been recognized by various Jewish and Zionist organizations for his advocacy in Washington.
Of course, he's a tribesman, dude. He's a total tribesman. Can
we have a tribesman in office that's not a loyal tribesman? That doesn't exist, does it?
Why have 1 or 2%?
Zeldin introduces the Israeli anti-boycott act to combat anti-Semitism.
There you go. That's how we'll find out if Rothschild agents were blackmailing their politicians, installing Zeldin. Like, this is all such a fucking low IQ joke. This is Goyim slavery. It's a fucking joke. It's all a fucking joke. Let me say it as delicately as possible, because I've said it to you even in our New Year's special. And the Iran war actually proves this. The only one still afraid of these people is the citizens who are forced to live under their tyranny. That's us. We're forced to be afraid of them because they could seize our assets or kick our doors down or whatever. But Iran says fuck you. North Korea says fuck you now. China says fuck you. Russia says fuck. Everyone's saying fuck you. Like, you're scumbags.
I got a great video for you guys for our new upcoming attorney general.
All those countries that say F you have nukes. So, think of what Iran wants.
This is a mezuzah ceremony at a unique event organized by Rabbi Levi Shemtov at the EPA headquarters in Washington, D.C. Administrator Lee Zeldin inscribes letters in a Torah scroll affixed with a mezuzah to his office door, bringing Torah and Jewish identity into the heart of federal government. I thought there's separation of church and state. I guess not synagogue and state. I bet.
They are going to get so. And again, it's you have to wonder if the humiliation ritual that Trump and the right are putting us through, the Goyim supporters, the country, you have to wonder if it's by design. So when you pull up Israeli under 50 years old, that's us included, Gen X, you pull up support among Israel under 50 years old or 55 years old, it's at like minus 55 of what it was 5 years ago.
Right.
This humiliation ritual might be twofold. Number one, they know all this bullshit dies with the boomers. When the boomers go, all this Israel shit goes with them. Like the goyim in this country are done supporting it. And number two, they also have full control of the left. So they're going to burn this whole brand down, the whole mega brand, the whole Republican Party is going to be burned to the ground by the midterms in 2026, and even more so by 2028, where you are going to get a California type supermajority from the left that they also control. It's going to be Josh Shapiro. It's going to be Pritzker. That's your next administration. So even if they put the Goyim Gavin in there, or don't forget Biden was a Goyim too, and look at all the Biden cabinet, totally like 85% tribesmen. Garland, Blinken, Yellen, boom, 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 boom. It's all dreidel spinners across the board. And it'll be this. It would be. Guess what, kids? It's the same fucking thing with Gavin. You get Gavin in there, you're going to get Shapiro, you're going to get Pritzker, you're going to get that Virginia fucking hook nose. You're going to get them all. Like it's going to be this fucking total fucking Zio administration that screams to the Bolsheviks and the minorities and the gays, like, hey, we're with you, we're with you, we're with you. Watch Pritzker play guitar in Tel Aviv. Like it's going to be.
Pritzker play guitar in Tel Aviv.
Don't you remember, bro? Don't you remember Blinken?
Yeah, that was Mike Blinken and Mike Huckabee too.
Yeah, and like Brocking and like Kevin Spacey goes and like does tranny shows in Tel Aviv or whatever. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like it's all a Goyim humiliation bullshit. So there's no way the Republicans give a fuck. Not only about us, but about the country. Like this might be the
they don't give a rat's ass. Because you know what it is? Yeah, this is it. It's the last cash grab. This is basically what a Black Friday sale looks like.
Have you ever? I don't think I've ever heard Tom Cotton mention Arkansas in 4 years. I don't think I've ever heard Lindsey Graham.
I've never heard him mention Arkansas. Period.
Like, what the fuck are you people doing? Like, what is going on here? Like, it's all Ted Cruz. Like, why isn't Ted Cruz talking about Texas ever? Like, dude, it's all one fucking conversation. It is, like I told you before we went live too, Florida. Dude, Byron Donald, DeSantis won by 21 or 22. Byron Donald is running neck and neck with the Democrat because all these people do is suck fucking dick for Israel. Like, it's got to be by design. Like, I don't see... you guys don't do anything for us. The Goyim, like Christians, Muslims, gay, Latino, you don't do anything for anyone. Like it's just this fucking sliver. Dude, people have had enough. So again, unfortunately, they control the left too. Like if you pull up the Epstein emails, you'll understand how this game is played real fast. Most of Epstein's buddies were leftists, by the way. Chomsky is not a Zio. Who's the other one? Pinker is not. So Larry Summers worked in the Clinton administration. Like, so these are, dude, the left is owned to the Pritzker, go down the left, boom, 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 boom. They got the left on deck ready to go. So this is the scam. They control both sides, and the Republican job from the time they took power this time to the time they get out is going to be burned all down. Fuck it. And let the stupid fucking population think they'll have salvation on the other side, which, by the way, we also control. Like, this is the scam. This is the slavery. This is how they're playing it. It's obvious. There's no fuck. They won't do anything for us. Nothing. Like, you can't get do you guys have the Nick, do you have the Fuentes quote handy?
Which one?
The last one I sent you guys. This one is such.
Yeah, I think I've got it. Let me take a look.
Good luck to the GOP. Yeah, the one that leads with "Good luck to Trump and the GOP." Like, It's from like yesterday or 2 days ago or something. This captures it so cleanly, so
It says,
succinctly.
I got it right here. It says, good luck to Trump and the GOP without Catholics, Muslims, anti-war voters, fiscal hawks, immigration hawks, prospective homebuyers, anybody who wanted the Epstein files, anybody who watches Tucker, Alex Jones, Megyn Kelly, and Candace. But hey, at least they're popular in Israel.
Yep.
They have.
Well, that's all that matters, bro.
They haven't given anyone anything except for one group, one sliver. The sliver that controls the Epstein files, the sliver that we're at war for, the sliver. The dreidel spinners are the only ones who've gotten anything. They haven't given the blacks anything, the Latinos anything, the whites anything, the fucking Christians anything, the Muslims anything, the gays anything, the women anything. Like no one's gotten anything from
in New York.
Nothing.
While that idiot Nick Shirley was out there doing Somali fucking daycare, Tyler Oliveira, who does way better fucking journalism than this dipshit Nick, stupid kid. Tyler Oliveira went to New Square or Curious Joel, New York, and blew the lid on how the community is absolutely devastating that area. I remember even what they've done to where my old place is in New York when I was where I was born and raised. Not born and raised, but where I was raised, and how they destroyed my school district. They rerouted all the public funds directly to only their schools, so only their kids, so only their way. So athletic programs were cut, music programs were cut, lunches were cut. Nothing for the goy, everything for the tribesmen, right? Then Tyler Oliveira did the thing on Lakeland, New Jersey. Same shit. Massive tax fraud. You think a single IRS agent is even walking into there? Absolutely not. They're untouchable. Nobody could touch these people. That's real fucking power, man.
We didn't even get into the pardons, which have all been also almost exclusively for
but the nursing home con guy, $40 million nursing home scheme, 15,000 employees defrauded. He was out in 3 months.
I've told you, and I'll say again, if I had to bet money, I would bet Sam's getting a fucking pardon before this is all over.
100%.
So and let's not forget another hilarious. If there's one anecdotal tweet that sums it up for me, it's this: 1 or 2 weeks before getting ousted, this is like, fuck you, you're not getting the rest of the Epstein files. This is in between Epstein and we're going to war in Iran, which was only a couple weeks apart, by the way. That's how evident this whole blackmail slavery, the whole blackmail Goyim slavery is so fucking obvious at this point, but whatever. In between those, Pam Bondi, before she got ousted, went on for, and again, I almost have to think it's a humiliation ritual for us at this point. Pam Bondi had to go out of her way to mention on X, saying the DOJ is officially going after Harvard or soon Harvard for anti-Semitism. So when you think of this biggest, when you take a step back and think of America's biggest problem, it's not enough Jews in the Ivy League. I'm sorry, dude. I can't. It's also. But I think there's 7 out of the 8 presidents are Jewish. Like at this point, like it's also mind-boggling, like how overt it is, the tyranny, the fuck you, or fuck you Goyim. Like you view up the test scores of what's required to get in for an Asian or a white boy, and it's like retarded hot. Like, so it's so obvious who the boss is in this place, in all Western countries, quite frankly. That at this point it's got to be humiliation. Like they're trying to humiliate I think the way I view it, and maybe I'm too dialed in or whatever, but like they're trying to beat the will out of you or the pride out of you, or be like, this is just the way it is. Goyim, shut the fuck up. And maybe this is why they anal prisoners in fucking Israel. Like everything's a fucking humiliation ritual. Everything is, it's like emasculation. Like, you're slaves, shut the fuck up. know your place, and because that's what it feels like. It's like it's overt. It used to be 30 years ago. None of us knew any better. It was more sneaky. Like maybe you'd wonder, like, why are we always kissing Israel's ass exactly? Why do we let them have nukes? Like it was more like on the down low. Like the three of us weren't checking Monica Lewinsky's early life in 1995. We should have been. We just didn't know any better. Like so, it was more covert. It was on the down. Like don't notice this. Now they don't give a fuck if you know. Oh yeah, Monica Lewinsky was most likely working with Mossad, by the way. Like in case for those of you who don't know, yeah, just like you start to connect early life and dots. Like Netanyahu spent the night in Kushner's family's house numerous times
all the time.
Like it's once
you see the smile that Kushner had on his face when he came out when JD Vance came out with a press conference saying that the peace talks have failed. Kushner, that fucking dirty scumbag. That slumlord had a smile across his face, man.
Dude, you're just jealous because of his IQ.
That's what it is.
That dude, there's always something. It's either like you catch them in their scams. Like the Epstein emails are a perfect thing. You catch, and this is why the Epstein emails can't be revealed to the extent, not only the atrocities, but the Epstein emails is not about a sex trafficking network. The Epstein emails is about a global network run by central bankers who have been paid for, financed, and run by central bankers, families that have been in charge for over a century. And the conspiracies are all proven true. That is the final boss. The final boss is the financial banking oligarchies that we can't touch, blah, 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 they don't get swapped. Like, that is the final, that's what the Epstein emails really reveal. And middle management underneath them is all of the tribe. Sometime along the course of the last 200 years, the Rothschilds, the Warburgs, the Schiff, whoever else figured out, all these banking families that are of a certain ethnic tribe figured out that our best, most loyal middle management people need to be of the tribe as well. They need to keep an eye on the goyim. They're going to be our agents in the field, numerous or throughout finance. Yeah. And the Epstein emails simply reflect that. You bet your ass they have bet your fucking ass they have their fingers in all of tech, all of media, all of Hollywood, all of the East Coast publications. This is the system. The system is owned at the top of the bankers. In the middle is all tribesmen too, but they insert their oligarchs. Like, so Epstein's job was managing the oligarchs. So, and he would report in.
That's exactly what he did.
Epstein would report in to the big boss. So once every 3 months, once every 6 months, Epstein flies over, reports into the Rothschilds. This is what middle management's doing. This is what Black's doing at Victoria's Secret. Here's what so is doing here. Here's what Thiel's doing in Silicon Valley. Here's what Summers is doing at Harvard. So Epstein's job was the agent to report into the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds, bred him, raised him, financed him. He got him out of. But I learned recently, the Obama lawyer was also, although her last name isn't Rothschild, she is a Rothschild through the other side of the family. She's the one who worked out the deal with Epstein. Then she went to Goldman Sachs. Well, so it's really just a Jewish central banking network run at the top by the bankers. And then they had agents like Rothschild managing the oligarchs. And then the oligarchs and the agents blackmail the goyim politicians. That's the structure. You want to know how the world works? That's your power structure. Banking families on top, middle management, Jewish oligarchs, Allison, Black, Kraft at the New England Patriots. Allison is another one. So that's the oligarch. That's the middle. Below them is the blackmail goyim politicians. That's your system. Somewhere in between, the intel agencies report into. I would argue, someone said, Epstein worked for Mossad. I'm like, no. Mossad actually worked for Epstein.
Bingo.
So believe me, the Mossad direct reports into the Rothies. He doesn't. Yeah. So just know how this thing works. Epstein was like Mossad's boss, basically. If that makes sense.
He was the real director of Mossad.
That's his job. He acts as the liaison between the Rothschilds,
the banking power and intelligence
and Intel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Banking and intel.
The liaison.
Nothing's changed. That's
I was
the same
doing
system.
some research into Kushner's early life, and I found this image. I don't, is that Damien?
It looks like him.
Oh,
That's
from
his
the
childhood.
moment.
Yeah, that's his childhood image.
Kushner, what a corpse!
He's another oligarch.
He's disgusting.
He's another example.
You know, it was Roy
middle
Cohn
man.
and the Kushners that resurrected Trump after his bankruptcy and his ruination. And this is, and as fealty to that, that's one of the reasons why that Kushner, that his daughter was given to the Kushners.
The Cohn, again, I didn't know much about Cohn, other than he was a quote unquote New York fixer. But then I read a few things, watched the Trump movie, etc. Cohn was huge into blackmail. Like huge. He was a huge blackmail.
He was Epstein before Epstein.
Yeah, like and so was Hyman Roth. Hyman Roth again,
big time. Hyman Roth was the forerunner of all of them.
The J. Edgar Hoover. That's how they got him by the balls. Like Hyman, they scoped out his tranny parties at the what's the famous? Is it the Waldorf in New York?
Waldorf Astoria in New York.
Yeah, So they had J. Edgar Hoover dead to rights. Like so.
What's up with Kristi Noem's husband dressing up with huge boobs,
bro? I'm telling you, the more you look at it all, it's like compromise. It's almost like they sit you down and they say, yeah, okay, here's this campaign check, here's this, but we need you and your family doing crazy shit before we ascend you to this position. Like it's really the Kristi Noem husband thing is like, again, I don't know if they take sick fucks and promote them, or if they take normal people and make them sick fucks, or make them do it. I don't know which one it is. Maybe it's both.
Maybe it's
but
both.
It looks, and again, I brought it up weeks ago, the Madison Cawthorn thing. He tries to warn, like Madison even tried to tell us, like they're always inviting you to like these cocaine orgies, like they want you to, which he kind of figured it out. He's like, they're trying to film me doing blow and fucking this bit, like a whatever. Like this appears to be how the system works. Like. And again, they can never say that. They can never teach this in school. They can never discuss it. But all indications are this is exactly how it all works. And there's not one. Everyone has to remember, there's not one Epstein. There's numerous Epsteins running. They would never put all their eggs in one high school math teacher. Like there's a bunch of them running around, and they're probably in coordination and blah blah blah. But this is clearly how the fucking system works.
Yeah, it's a huge network, man, and there's an Epstein for each country.
At least, and they coordinate and work together, and they would never risk the entire global blackmail operation going down on one fucking dummy. And again, you want to see real power. Real power is winning Powerball twice under and absorbing the income of one of them under a trust, I think. So
that's not suspicious at all.
No, dude, it's so. If you really want to know how fake your fucking system is, the government is able to rig lottery for a lottery for a fucking Rothschild blackmailing ring. Like that's how fucking fake this all is. You know, while they're face scanning me to make sure I don't owe them $50. They rig lottos and put it in trusts and entities and this and that with so the whole thing is fucking fake, and that's okay, but we shouldn't pretend otherwise. I think the first thing is breaking the illusion that this is all legitimate, and the second thing is removing the average person has to remove you've been saying this for a long time. If there's one thing you have to hand it to the left, they're a lot less afraid of than the right is. The right is mostly like middle class people. 30.
The problem with the right is we're not hooked on our dogma. Our dogma is always second fiddle to pragmatism. And pragmatism is what allows us to navigate the field of business. It allows us to sit down and work and negotiate and make deals and move things forward. The left are committed to their dogma. That's the difference.
They're committed to the dogma, but they also don't have kids and businesses and homes. Right. So it's a bunch of revolutionary 20 to 35-year-olds with nothing to lose. which makes them more likely to go and fucking burn a city down, where they're like, oh, what are you gonna do? Arrest me? Like, you're not sue me for what? Like, fuck you. Where the right is like, okay, I got 3 kids, I got this job, I got a house, I can't go out. Yeah, it's tyranny, but what the fuck am I gonna do about it? I got babies to feed, they'll take my fucking house. Like, so we're all paranoid about losing what we have, where they don't have anything. So they're much more willing to fucking strap themselves to a fucking tree for a week. And that's the whole dynamic behind it. The key is, again, both sides have to unite. The problem is they're not only do they have us infighting, but our solutions on the other side are where we debate. But the first order of business, again, I don't care if I grab a 22-year-old purple-haired bull lesbian and say, listen, how this thing really works is they filmed this guy f***ing this kid, then they filmed this other guy f***ing this kid, and they let me and you decide which one we're voting for. And by the way, they're both f***ing kids, and they're both blackmailed. Like, that's how the system works. And so the whole system is fake. We have to revolt against the top of the fucking the real puppet masters, and that's what we all have to come to terms with. And again, at this point, bro, if collapse, if economic hardship is inevitable, then maybe that's going to be required for our side, not the left. The left's already, say what you will, dude. They already have that, like, nothing to lose dogma, revolutionary bullshit. Maybe the economic collapse is required for our side to become more revolutionary. Like, again, maybe the average 9-to-5 electrician or small business owner needs to see their house chopped in half, needs to see their currency devalued by 25% a year before they're like, what the fuck just happened? I told you, Doug Casey pointed this out, and he's right. Argentina got used to hyperinflation and tyranny and all that after decades and decades. But the true revolution almost happened 2001 to 2003, when the first time they locked up safety deposit box, seized bank accounts, hyperinflated. You get a shock like that in the United States, you might see Republicans saying, okay, it's time. Wait, my ATM's not working? Like, where's that? Do we own a pitchfork, honey? Is a Lowe's open? Like, that's when you might see that revolutionary spirit kick in. Maybe. Right. We're not struggling enough yet. Like, that might be, there might be validity to that. I don't know.
You said it, dude. While people have food and shelter, for the most part, they're not going to fight.
No, they're too comfortable. You might, if tyranny.
I mean, we're so comfortable. We were just been told that our politicians must abuse, kill, torture, and consume children, and we do nothing.
Their goal has always been linear tyranny, so you don't feel it. Slow, steady escalation, where if I put someone in a coma from 1995 and woke them up in 2026, it would be evident to them. They'd be like, they get to do what to me at the airport line now? I need to do what I need to check it. Like, the tyranny would be, the Orwellian nature of the system would be much more evident now. Everything from opening a bank account to travel to the IRS wanting to face scan you. But it's slow. It's slow. And again, maybe I'm too old fashioned. My wife often reminds me of that. But the point is, when I see something little, it sticks out to me. Like, the IRS face scan was one version, immigration lines are another version. Like, COVID, dude, if you would have told me when I was 20 years old that this country would allow itself to be locked down for the flu, it's been like California, New York for years. I would have said, no fucking way, dude. This is John Wayne country. This is Clint Eastwood country. There's no fucking way we would let them put diapers on our kids' faces for 2 years for an imaginary but again, I was wrong. I still had this romantic propaganda notion about what this country is now, and it's not what that notion is wrong. It's not.
It's also disheartening to realize that the last, at least a solid 200-300 years of our history is complete fake. It's all bullshit.
At least everything since 1910. Yes.
Yeah.
At least
definitely.
since Woodrow Wilson, the Federal Reserve, ADL, World War I, Bolshevik, everything from 1910 to present day, correct.
Federal Reserve Act and Income Tax Act, both in 1913.
And the ADL. And the ADL. And the federal, and the precursor to the FBI. So within 1 year, so before FDR, Woodrow Wilson's was the most presidential administration in history up until that point. So the minute they inserted Wilson, he was surrounded by influence. Before that, it was, a few here and there. And then FDR was even worse. But that is really when everything started to, and within a couple of years, you get a central bank, income tax collection, ADL, Federal Bureau of Investigations precursor, World War I, Bolshevik Revolution, boom, 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 boom. Hollywood gets sacked, 1920 to 1924. They completely take over Hollywood. The media, publishing, it all happened in a 15-year span. Americans will never be taught this, but from 1910 to 1925 was the complete usurping of this country. Complete.
Yeah.
That's why Henry Ford freaked out. That's why Lindbergh freaked out. All these American pioneers, these American industrialists, that's what they were all trying to tell you. And that's why they demonized Henry Ford. That's why they demonized Lindbergh. That's why they're like, this is a coup. This is an international banking coup on the country, and you'll never be taught that in school, but that's precisely what the fuck happened. So, yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
Let's see. Don't forget, Russia broke free eventually from 90 years of it. So maybe say what you
where's
will.
our Putin? We need a Putin.
I'm telling you. China, they were trying to do it in China. China broke free. Iran broke free in 1979. China eventually, the argument is China double-crossed them. So they said, yeah, well, industrial. And China said, you know what? We thought about it and fuck you. China double-crossed them. Putin said, fuck you, put the oligarchs in the plate, kick the Rothschilds out. It is possible to escape this. But yes, it requires a strong man and a highly, this is why they fear nationalism. It requires a non-Zio, non-tribe nationalist.
Well, and your average IQ in China and Russia are going to be much higher than we have here. And China and Russia is China and Russia. The U.S. has no identity at this point, and that's why they did the Hart Cellar, just to bring everybody in that doesn't even like America.
But Russia is very multicultural. They were able, the Chechens, the Muslims, the Mongols. Russia is, again, I hate using this word because it is an ADL tribesman melting pot. But Russia is multicultural for sure. It doesn't have, we have Latinos, blacks, whites, but Russia's not a bunch of, Slavic, even Putin, you could tell, has some mixed race.
Well, Sergei Lavrov is half Armenian. My favorite statesman, Sergei Lavrov, is half Armenian.
All those different cultures have been where they are in Russia for a very long time, though.
No, that's right.
And they didn't import the third world like that, like we did. We just let anybody in and give them gay Somali bathhouses. There's
validity to that. But don't forget. Here's a glimmer of truth. Don't forget, the left turned first on them. So what terrified them? Why they let Trump back? You have to understand why they let Trump back in. They saw what happened on the universities and with the left, with the war. So the minute Israel went fucking bananas and started just slaughtering kids and women, let's just call it what it is. The browns and blacks revolted. They said, this is fucking unacceptable. These fucking Zios are fucking mass murdering. So they revolted totally. And the reason why is because they were propped up for 15, 20 years in America saying, hey, you guys are oppressed. But all that on a dime, the left took all that conditioning, like whitey bad, you're amazing, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, but you have to ignore what Israel's doing. Israel, since Israel is technically also oppressed, they get to mass murder anyone they want. And the left wasn't having it. That terrified the power structure. They said, holy shit, everyone we just imported the last 20 years is turning on us. We got to give Whitey his turn. So we got to slaughter. We got to do the Greater Israel thing. So we got to give the Whiteys their time so we can conduct our barbarism. That's what happened. But now the problem is now Whitey's revolting. So their fear is us uniting. It really is their fear. Their fear is nowhere to run. We have no one that buys our bullshit anymore, and that's what terrifies them. And again, it's not an accident that they're how do I say it? They're courting, as we say in dating terms, they're courting India and Argentina hard right now. So when they start to carve out, we want to import 300,000 Israelis in Argentina. When they start carving out, like V keeps saying, that we have all these Indian workers, so they're already looking for the next host if the Goyim in the U.S. revolt. So again, this is an area of hope actually, because they know they might come out of the other side fucked, which is let's see. There's a long way to go.
Well, the Chinese were smart and they kicked them out. Indians are not stupid. Maybe they'll kick them out too, and then they're just gonna be left holding their CUSS.
China took their capital, their tech, said thank you, now get the fuck out. Which it's the proper way to do it. Like at the end of the day, they realized, like Putin did, that our government won't be compromised by your bullshit, not by your cap, not by your forex manipulation, not by your blackmail, not by Epstein was repeatedly trying to meet with Putin and Putin officials repeatedly, and he never could. So they know the tricks. That the rest of the world knew, except for the West. Like the West still hasn't come to terms with who's behind it. It's obvious. Russia knows, China knows, Iran knows. Dude, look at the Iran Lego video.
The best.
They know exactly what's going on. Everyone knows except for the Western Goyim citizens. Like it's everyone else knows in the world, like except for our own citizens. Like they haven't come to terms with it. But yeah, China, Russia, and Iran did it. They knew how to repel it, and the way how to repel it is don't let them manipulate your forex markets. Don't let them. Never can business interest sit above political power ever, and that's where we're at now. The blackmail, the money isn't what does it, guys. It's the blackmail. I've been saying this for years and years and years. Money can only get you so far, but it can't get a man to turn on his soul. But blackmail can. And that's the model. And China has been able, and every time there's a purge in China, I wonder, V, if it was the bankers getting to a general or something, and the Chinese catching them. That's what I would think. I would think, okay,
it is. And here's the proof. Here's the proof.
This general went to a meeting. It was actually a Rothschild setup or something. They got him doing something. The Chinese spy on all their own people, but they spy on them for protection. Are they compromised? Are they keep tabs on all their high-ranking officials for purposes of not letting them get compromised?
100%. And here's the thing: the biggest tell of it all was several years ago when John Brennan, that traitorous bastard, John Brennan was crying, literally. I mean, he was like complaining about the fact that we don't have anybody within the inner circle of China. He goes, we don't have anybody to penetrate the CCP. Because the last several years, 4.6 million Chinese oligarchs and millionaires and billionaires who are having fealty to the West, they've all been purged. They have no position of power. Some of them were jailed. Some of them were killed. They've been neutralized.
Again, I hate to revert back to the protocols, but the protocols, if you read them, it's literally a blueprint of not only what they intend on doing, which again predicts 120 years in the future, but it tells you what they fear. What they fear is a strongman, dictator, monarch, someone who could crush them and not allow them to subvert. They didn't. This is before fascism. This is before Mussolini, before Franco, before Hitler. So they weren't able to predict the rise of fascism, but you could also take those fascist models and put them into a strongman dictator position. The key is not letting tribesmen subvert your system. Let's just call it what it is. The key is not letting Rothschild and their agents, the Soroses, the Ellisons, subvert your system using capital or blackmail. That's the whole key to it. And to do that, you need an ironclad, strong political structure. It could be a monarch, it could be a dictator, it could be national whatever, very, very strong nationalism. And that's what a lot of those other systems have developed. And again, they sell it to Western fucking dummies like, that's not democracy. It's not democracy unless I have your president film a 6-year-old. Like, okay, like get fuck off. Like it's all insulting at this point. But you know, it is what it is. You're right. If this place is to have a future, it's going to have to emulate the Russia model, or the Chinese model, whatever. But yes, not tit for tat, but the ability to always be able to crush infiltration.
Yeah, exactly. Very well said. Gustavo, thank you for coming on.
My pleasure as always. Let's keep an eye on the next week. I'm sure something else interesting will happen, as it always does. But yeah, let's keep chugging along. Last thing I'll say is bets on this thing wrapping up this week. The whole fucking straight. What do you guys think? If you had to probability one way or another,
I don't think it's going to wrap
straight
up.
horror move. No, it's ongoing.
I think it's gonna. I think it's ongoing.
I think in a way it's quieted down. Like for now, for the next while, I think it's just going to be at a lower level. But I think you'll see more like skirmishes and But I don't know, V. It's your guys seem to have an opinion as to that more. I'm kind of gathering that from your guys' intel.
Yeah, I think this is going to go ongoing for what we've discussed. Is nothing's going to happen this week. If I think what's going to happen is if this is not wrapped up pretty soon, there's going to be a move to remove Trump from power. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm torn between controlling the rabid dog and the rabid dog not wanting to fight three fronts, meaning Israel historically likes when they're getting attacked from multiple areas. In this case, if it's coming from Hezbollah, Iran, and fucking Yemen, they know they're in a there's despite all their network of bullshit, it's too many fronts. Like it's driven chaos. The way I see it, they would prefer to squash or slow down or silent at least two and focus on one. That's the way I see it. I don't think peace will ever be achieved while those people are in power. While Israel exists, there will never be peace in that region, ever. So even if they're able to stop the Iran-Yemen portion of it, Israel will find a way to keep poking at Lebanon, find a way to keep instigating Hezbollah. Right now they just don't want to fight on multiple fronts. That's the dude. They're a rabid dog. Again, once you start diving into a lot of their internal fucking like the new whatever you could talk about it now. So the problem isn't Netanyahu. It's that entire society. It's that entire country. Changing Netanyahu won't change shit. This has been a terrorist state since its foundation. So if I'm them, I'd be like, all right, we got too many. The war's on too many fronts. But unfortunately, Iran knows this, and Iran says you got to include it all. Like if we don't get Hezbollah, there is no peace. Like so, if we don't get peace in Lebanon and blah blah blah, then there is no peace. So let's see. Well,
I'm with, like the whole, Netanyahu is not the problem. I think that whole Khazarian thing is also a red herring. Like, while it may be true, I'm not saying it's false. I'm saying that it's a way to distract people from the entire group acting cohesively and being a problem. It's like, no, it's not all of them. It's just this little group. It's just these Khazars. Like, no, it's the whole group has, you know what I mean? Like, don't make the mistake of dismissing the whole group and like focusing on this Khazarian thing.
They agree. 90% of that country, forget about Netanyahu and his political rivals, disagree on minuscule shit. That's their problem. Where 90% of that country agrees, the population of Israel agrees, is on the shit the rest of us, Goyim, find so fucking appalling, so evil, so from prisoner rape to right of return for pedophiles to war to, all these things that the rest of us be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, dude, let me remind you of something. The guards and soldiers who were raping prisoners on film became national celebrities. Like, that's the culture you're dealing with. They were applauded on their TV and talk shows. So, dude, they're raping Goyim. It's not really like, don't you people understand? Like, so the culture is twisted. Like, we're special, we're chosen. The rest of you are dummies. We're the highest IQ geniuses on planet Earth. Like, they don't view us as humans. Like, that whole culture doesn't. We're just to be used and tossed aside. So, and again, no other group on planet Earth would celebrate prisoner anal. Like, I don't know, not a Muslim, not a Christian, not a white, not a black, no one, no other tribe on planet Earth would celebrate that except for this fucking tribe. So take that as you will, food for thought. Yeah, that place is rotten, and I don't know. I don't see peace ever existing. You can't have a people thinking we could kill and steal anything from anyone we want, and fuck you, your cattle anyway. Like, and that's what they believe. So, Israel doesn't have a right to exist, actually. And so there you have it.
Hey guys,
well,
I have to run.
That's the key thing. Like, I don't mean to keep making the show go, but that's always something they hit you with is like, oh, doesn't Israel have a right to exist? And there's a lot of ways to answer that. I'll put it to you this way. Like, as a country and as a people, your right to exist relies on two things. One, your ability to defend yourself. Two, your ability not to get killed because you piss everybody off. Now, if you can't defend yourself, or if you piss off so many people they just take you out, you have no right to exist because you did it to yourself. And that's all there is to it. If anybody ever asks, does Israel have a right to exist? Yeah, sure. They have a right to exist if they can defend themselves and if everybody doesn't kill them for all the shit that they've been pulling off.
The last year, I've actually gone the other way with it. That line, you used to work with me. Now the line is, you know what? Actually, I think that land probably is best served in Jerusalem belongs to Rome. So I'm going the other way with it. It's like, actually, you know what? Fuck you. Get out. So we Romans will be taking it back. Fuck off.
Well, that actually is literally what I'm saying then, right? Because if they've ticked off the Romans enough and the Romans come take it, I guess they didn't have a right to exist.
I'm way past appeasing these. Like, no, you know what? I think that it'd be a more peaceful region if it was under Roman occupation. But anyway, again, the difference is us Westerners actually have more. We don't rape prisoners and become celebrities. It's just one example. Again, these people don't have the global ethics or morality to hold anything. That's just the truth. Like, I told you, I would trust Farrakhan as a president before I would trust Pritzker. Like, it's just, sorry. Like, that's how bad all this is. That's to the point this has all gotten me. Anyway, let's leave it with that, to be continued. And again, why not, dude? If they're on offense, we should be on offense too, and just be like, yeah, you know what? I think we probably need to take that back. But anyway, until next week, Nick.
Ciao.
Vita bella.